Excel your life, stop taking things personal.
We are frequently dependent on others for our happiness. Human beings tend to need security, emotionally, financially, and, in some cases, physically, from other people. We frequently look to others to fulfill our desires. We may feel generally pleased in our lives when others are supportive, encouraging, caring, and giving towards us. This bargain frequently results in taking things personally. When we take things sincerely, we give certain people more power over us than they deserve or should be given. In essence, you are allowing someone to question your feelings and beliefs. You are relying on someone else to tell you who you are rather than on what you know to be true about yourself. Furthermore, taking things personally, essentially, binds you to someone else and, in extreme cases, can make you feel like a victim. When others wrong you and you take their actions personally, it can feel like a punch in the gut. I know it sounds a little dramatic, but when you're sensitive, or hypersensitive, you tend to take things personally. You are deeply affected by everything, even if it has nothing to do with you. It is enough to destroy your sense of self-worth if people speak negatively about you to your face or behind your back. Sometimes people don't even have to say anything. You may simply interpret their negative facial expressions or body movements as something you did wrong, causing you to recall everything you could possibly have said or done to upset them. Others can easily say, "Don't take it personally, this isn't about you." While that is usually true, it is difficult to remember every time we encounter someone who is annoyed. For the sensitive person, it may appear that only a robot could be unaffected by others. Let's be honest. The truth is that we are all emotionally connected, especially when it comes to our family and friends, so we can't just not care. However, here are 10 ways to better manage our sensitivity and avoid taking things so personally that they hurt us for days or make us feel bad about ourselves. 1. Recognize your natural self-worth. If you know yourself and your worth as a person, you will be less likely to take other people's judgments personally. Take the time to get to know yourself outside of who others say you are. Make a list of 5 things about yourself for which you are grateful, and remember them whenever you find yourself becoming sensitive. 2. Identify your emotional triggers. We all have emotional triggers from our past. People's actions can cause us to become overly sensitive to certain things. For example, if your father was overly critical and you tried to be perfect to please him, someone pointing out a mistake you made may make you feel more sensitive than another person would under the same circumstances. When you become upset about something, ask yourself, am I truly upset about this situation, or is it one of my emotional triggers? 3. Exercise authenticity. This is the practice of letting go of the need to be someone else and instead accepting who you are. To be authentically you, you must truly accept who and what you are. Practice authenticity by doing what is best for you, prioritizing yourself, and truly understanding who you are. 4. Make errors. To become our best selves, we must first be our worst selves, as the saying goes. Allow yourself to make mistakes and recognize that they are just a road map to the person you've always wanted to be. When you make a mistake, remember to forgive yourself. It is important to accept responsibility for your actions, but don't overburden yourself if someone disapproves of you. Accept that you are not perfect, and remember that if you learn from your mistakes, there is no such thing as a mistake. 5. Establish boundaries. Setting appropriate boundaries in your relationships will assist you in taking things less personally. You establish these boundaries by saying no to work, love, or activities that you don't want to do or that are emotionally draining. When you try too hard to please others, you may become overly sensitive when they do something that irritates you. 6. Let it be. Use a traumatic experience from your past to help shape who you are today. Use it to boost your courage, empathy, and character. We've all been hurt by something. Don't let it define your personality. Instead, use it to strengthen yourself and make yourself proud. 7. Understand that kindness is not a free pass to acceptance. We tend to believe that if we are nice and kind to everyone, giving our all to them, we should be treated the same way in return. However, being kind to others does not always guarantee their acceptance and approval. We serve others and ourselves better when we do things because we want to, rather than because we expect something in return. 8. Use logic. When something irritates you or makes you feel uneasy, consider the situation from a more logical standpoint. Is your reaction justified by the circumstances, or are you overreacting? Is the other person truly wrong, or are you taking the situation too personally? Can you ask for what you need or work on letting it go if someone is truly hurting you? You will feel imprisoned by your own emotions if you do not consciously acknowledge the unmet need that is triggering your emotional reactions. On the other hand, if you honestly examine yourself and recognize the expectations you hold, you can begin to see life more objectively. You'll be able to choose your future responses to people, start taking more responsibility for yourself, and remain more emotionally neutral. 9. Put yourself in the shoes of the other person. Attempt to comprehend what the other person is feeling, thinking and attempting to express. Is this how they interact with a large number of people? Is this their usual way of criticizing, insulting, blaming, or shaming? Perhaps that person hasn't mastered the art of healthy communication. When confronted, don't jump to conclusions too quickly. Don't make assumptions about apparent judgment or criticism directed at you. Maybe it's not about you at all, but about them and their own preconceived notions. In fact, it's almost always about them, their problems, their needs, and their desire to exert control over you or a situation. 10. You must rely on yourself. Of course, relationships will always be important in your life. However, the more you know about yourself, the less you will need to be told about yourself by others. When you develop a life orientation that is primarily based on your own personal resources rather than external influences, your reliance on external forces decreases.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.